And then April's going to share for Michelle. Okay, so what we talked about, you guys, and thanks so much for jumping on, Edie, and also Michelle kind of left some notes for April because she wasn't able to get on, just sharing her perspective. I was hoping is Celeste getting on? Heidi, do you know?
So Les said that she is stuck in traffic, but she shared with me a little bit about.
Okay. So we may be kind of surrogately sharing for some of the people that weren't able to be on tonight. But I really we did things a little bit different in this retreat, and we were talking on the way back. It was less about skill building, although we had some phenomenal live training, which I think that tactical learning and watching live was so great. April did a live skincare class with the new flip chart, literally on the spot, table close and individual close. And this is all up on the YouTube channel now. So all that training is archived. And so you'll be able to access that to go back and watch it again and again. And again, we really put April on the spot. Like there were things that she had never even looked at before. And we're like, what about this? And what about this? And so what a pro, April. I can't say enough about what a great job that you did. Just speaking from the heart, and it just showed your years of experience. So again, I just kudos to you and thank you. So that was a huge chunk of our training in the morning. We did some introspection kind of stuff. We did some fun group exercises. Heidi got some of that video on our private area Facebook page to go back and watch. I really wanted my husband to watch it, and I hope you guys would be okay with that because I cracked up so hard when I was going back and watching them again. But, so I just asked that anybody who was there would just take a few minutes, because I've got a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and then if a couple of you, well, 7 of you, and then myself, kind of your takeaways and what you experienced, what you learned, what you're going to put into action, what you're going to let go of. Like you can share whatever you want to, but if we all take 5 or so minutes just to kind of share from the heart. Sometimes it's a reminder to other people, oh yeah, we did that, or we talked about that. Oh, I need to put that into action. So who would like to start? I'd like to have consultants start first. Who would like to begin? We have Deb Trace, we have Kelly.
I can share what Michelle wanted.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Sure. And again, I'm not sure how you say her last name, if it was E-Step or S-Step, but she had said that she wasn't going to make it. She has a previous thing that she does for her church on Tuesday nights at 7. So she said, I'll try to hop on, but then she sent me a message, I'm not going to make it. So her takeaways were that she's not alone in her fears. So the things that we shared, we brought up a lot of stuff that, holds us back, and a lot of it is fear-based. And so she said that, that takeaway is that she's not alone, and that she loved the camaraderie, and she loved the walkthrough with the facial and especially the closing. Okay. Sorry, I'm just now reading this for the first time too. So that was her takeaway, and it was nice getting to know her and seeing her open up a little bit to our safe environment to be transparent. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle. If you go back and watch this, we so appreciate your participation and getting to know you, and also just getting to watch you blossom out of your shell for the skit night. It was so fun.
I wanted to add that between Michelle and Debbie, they
oh my gosh, it was so fun. MJ, you raised your hand, so would you like to share next?
Sure. So my takeaway, basically all of it. Okay. First of all, I'm a mountain girl. I love the mountains. Used to live in Idaho City, and if not been out of town in a year. And so just being in the mountains was wonderful. The friendships with the sisters that I know, and then getting to know new Mary Kay sisters. I just thought all of that was absolutely wonderful. April, you just amaze me, but you don't, because I know you're this good. So your class, your teaching was so good, and I really appreciated that, and I'm really looking forward to going back and reviewing that video. But I thought it was awesome. And then for me, I've basically been stopped for quite a while, so I'm just going back to the beginning, and the reminder when we were asked about doing our affirmations, and I don't have one, get my affirmation down, get my I story down. I used to do Soul Sync on a regular basis, and I quit doing that. And for the last 2 mornings in a row now, I've been doing Soul Sync. So that was my takeaway. It was just an amazing week. Elizabeth and I talked this morning, and she had things to tell me about her life, but overall the conversation was an hour and a half. And I think most of it was about the retreat. And as I said to her, I had nothing negative to say at all about it. Everything was just so good and so positive from beginning to end.
All
It
right.
was wonderful.
We definitely ate well.
I gained 2 pounds, and I only ate
I
2
gained a
pieces
pound.
of candy, but it was everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was amazing. It was
healthy food though.
We'll see. Yeah.
yeah, pizza
Yeah.
and croissants. Yeah, they're right up there on the health scale.
Okay, I forgot
Cookies
about
and
those two.
candy.
Deb's salad.
Okay, I brought
was-
a healthy meal. I'll just say that.
Okay, Deb's salad was absolutely amazing. I was describing
Yeah.
all the choices of things to
Yeah.
put in the salad that was so good. I
And
mean, what a
tacos.
buffet.
Mm.
Anyway, that's my thing. You know me, I'm cut to the chase.
Thank you so much, MJ.
Thank you
Sharing.
to all of you.
And thanks to you. Okay. Who
I
would-
can go next if you want me to.
Okay, Kelly, can we see your face?
I guess.
Come on.
Hello.
Hello.
I have puppies on my lap galore.
Okay.
So I apologize ahead of time if they bark because we're in the living room. But so for me, there was a couple of things that I wanted to address as far as the weekend retreat went personally for me, because I did get out of my comfort zone a little bit. I drove up there all by myself. And for me, it was like a 2-hour drive. And so that's kind of a big deal for me. Usually I make my husband take me places and spend double the gas and double the time doing stuff like that. And I went by myself. So that was awesome. And I also went and stayed in rooms with other people, which was super out of my comfort zone that I don't like to do. But I did. I had a great time. I met new people that I feel like I made connections and stuff with. So on the friend side of it, personal side of it, like that kind of stuff was amazing for me. The training, I always love the training and I always get so much out of it. It doesn't seem to ever matter what the topic is, but Friday night when we were talking about the stuff that we needed to let go of and be able to move forward into our authentic selves and that kind of stuff. I don't remember right now at the moment what the item was that jogged my memory, but there was something, Denise, that you said. And then Heidi kind of followed up with it on Saturday that just kind of cemented it for me that I was in the right place at the right time on the right track. And then the significance of the bonfire and letting the note card get burned. A lot of those like sentimental kind of, what is that called? Like a task or a ceremony was fun. Of course, meeting new people, the food was amazing. And our commercials was so much fun. I just loved it. So I had just a great weekend. I didn't get a lot of sleep and I did leave early on Sunday to get home and try and get stuff going. I missed the hot springs. But I had a great time and I can't wait to do it again. I learned a bunch of stuff and I've been working on my I story and kind of gearing up and getting ready to go.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kelly. I know this wasn't your first rodeo, but every single time a Mary Kate event comes, I see you more and more out of your comfort zone, out of your shell.
I know, and out of my room.
And in your power. Yeah, I mean, when you're sensitive to a lot of peopling and a lot of energy and things like that, it's not easy. And I remember myself at my first event, and I remember Dolly at our first retreats. She was, off in her room a lot because sometimes it's a lot, especially when we have that much passion and excitement and all that kind of thing. Some people kind of need that downtime to recharge, but I've really watched you every single time engage more and more and more, as we've had more events coming. So just kudos to you on that.
Yeah, and I'm just really excited. Oh, hold on.
Her puppies
Got
were
a new
singing.
puppy. She got a new puppy. A new little miniature Yorkie. That's okay. You can unmute. We can hear the puppy in the background. It's okay. Did you have something else you wanted to share? Oh, go to the next lady.
Okay, really quick. I'll just add this. One
Okay.
thing else that I wanted to say is, as I'm learning to get out of my comfort zone and do more things, I'm really being aware of the work that goes involved in being a director at these types of events. And that's something that I definitely want to coach with you on and move forward with, because moving into directorship ultimately is where I want to go. And I want to be able to do my part and take care of my team like you take care of us. And so I recognize that as still something to work on for me. And so that's definitely something I want to coach on with you.
Okay, we will do that. And Mary Kay always said, you do the role kind of in theory before you have the title and the position. That's the way the career path is designed. So by the time you get there, you're already kind of doing it. It's just then you get to get paid for it too. But I've watched you already do that, loving up and nurturing with your team and that kind of thing. And here's the thing, as we become self-actualized and we learn to manage this or that, or handle this or that, or, are stronger in our skills, then we pass that on to our people. That's really all it is. It's just authentic. So it's not that you have to have a specific skill set. And because I want to point that out, because I remember looking at a lot of the directors thinking, I don't relate to any of them. When I became a director, the closest director to me in age was 25 years older, because I was 25. And so I had to kind of, deal with feeling like it's okay to mentor people who are older than me and this and that. And, stop comparing to people who had been in the business for 10 or 20 years when I was brand new, and give myself permission to kind of do things my way and taking it into the next generation. So I just kind of want to put that out there and give you guys permission. As you see, especially today, there's more and more flexibility. Everybody gets to do it their way, like Waverly. I mean, we talk about the Waverly way. She had a hard time allowing herself to be able to do things a little bit different, open house style, casual around the table instead of the formal skincare class. Nowadays, there's so many ways to build the business, and Mary Kay's really, really promoting that of in-person, virtual, hybrid. Do your thing, just get in front of people. So same thing I say to you, Kelly, as you develop, you'll develop your leadership skills as you build a team. So by the time that you get there, you'll just be fine tuning. So enough about that. Thank you for sharing. And who wants to go next?
I can.
Okay, Deb, let's see your face. You guys.
Okay.
Live.
Well, I'm out here picking apples before it freezes in the next couple of days with my son and one of his friends. So with my headset on, hopefully you're not hearing the road noise, because the road is just south of us here, Floating Feather. So we're picking like red apples. Anyway, one of the things I put in the fire was the persistent mean girl voice, hypercritical voice in my head. And my takeaway was just, when you're with wonderful directors and a wonderful group of women, and we all work together, what a wonderful time we had visiting, and all the trainings were excellent. And if anybody's ever on the fence, you shouldn't be, just go. So.
What about you? What did you get excited about, like putting into action that you made room for?
Well, we have the holiday open house coming up. And so I just got a hold of April, because I'm still not real sure about Canva. And so she was going to fix it with my information and just email it back. And I'm just going to print it off on cardstock at home and get those out tomorrow. And just not being hypercritical, because I did just have dental surgery and have not been able to use my CPAP for 2 weeks. So just working on, I think I'm finally even without it, getting my energy level to where I'm, can get some things done without just, wanting a nap all the time, basically. So, and just giving myself, even through that, I'm still moving forward.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, so fun to have you there, Deb. And again, just like with Kelly, just watch you blossom. Doesn't matter how long you've been in Mary Kay, we continue to grow. So
Absolutely.
congrats on coming to that realization too about letting go of
And
that mean girl voice.
Deb totally saved my bacon for that fun night. And if it weren't for her, I don't know what we would have had. And I gave her big hugs for that. But
Everyone did
we
so
wouldn't have had a
good.
skit if it weren't for Deb.
Thank you, MJ.
Yeah,
for the
our little
kudos.
introvert Deb, once you get to know her, there's a little more to it. We
There's
see
another
you.
layer.
We
All
see
right.
you,
Her
Deb.
creativity was terrific.
Yep.
Well,
Awesome. You guys can all pipe back in too once we make our round.
MJ did her share, whether she thinks so or not.
And again, probably kudos to you as well, MJ. That's one of the hardest things I know for you, and maybe an area of opportunity for growth, right? Just to open up whatever kind of blocks in that creativity that are there, because we all have it. We all have it in different ways. All right. And thank you, MJ. Also, I forgot to say this at the beginning for the Hershey bar birthday cake. That was awesome. We did have a couple bites of it, even though I'm not supposed to do gluten. All right. So we still have a couple more consultants and then some directors. I think, Debbie, would you like to share?
Yeah.
Thank you
Sure.
for joining us.
Sorry, I was a little bit late. I was just finishing up work outside, and then I had a hard time like connecting and
Yeah.
hooking up to the sound and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I just had like a really good time this weekend. I love getting up in the mountains too, and being up in McCall and that area. And I was just looking forward to hanging around other women and getting to know new people and meeting new people. And I just really liked everything that we did there, and the camaraderie, like you said, and just the food, like I said, also was great. And like to where we wrote everything down on the note cards and burned them and let them go, and writing things down to set goals so it's in front of you. And just enjoyed being with everybody and just having a good time. And then I was just so super sad that I missed April's thing on Saturday morning, but I just didn't want to risk, getting out and before I felt a little bit better. So I'm kind of sad about that, but I got to try to find it on YouTube and see. And then, and the recordings of our little skits too, if somebody had that, how we need to connect, how we can like look that up.
Go to Facebook. For those of you who have Facebook, if you go to Future Inspired National Area page, that is our private area Facebook page. And she's sending the link now.
Oh, okay.
She's sending you the link now, but
Oh, okay.
Future Inspired Area Facebook page, and then it's by invitation. So we'll invite you in, and then we put a lot of stuff on there. We archive a lot of stuff, and then also on YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel. Is that what you're sending her, Kelly? The YouTube link or the Future Inspired Area?
I just texted her the link to YouTube as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent her the YouTube link.
Okay, it's a contest. I love it. You girls are so go give. Yeah, so we do a lot of we have a lot of content, including my marketing video and inventory video on our YouTube channel. So we just kind of started doing this a few months back, and Heidi's so good. She edits everything that we do and puts it up on that page so that we have it to be able to go back and refer to for training. So she takes out all the announcements and chit chat from the meeting and recognition, and then just does the training portions, as well as other things that we put together from our area. And it's just nice because we have different people get on here and train, and we all have different strengths. And so we'll be continuing that, as we go along, adding more and more and more to that you guys are welcome to access. Okay. Can you think of anything else, Debbie?
Um,
And Debbie's just been in since June, by the way. She's
Yeah.
kind of newbie a little bit. Yeah.
No, that's about all. Like I said, I had a good weekend overall, and it's good meeting everybody and really making new friends and connections and yeah. So
It was wonderful to have you guys there with us. So much
thanks.
fun. All right. So Heidi, did you say you had some stuff to share from Celeste?
Yes, so she said that her main takeaways were the new sisters. She loves the sisterhood. She was in a sorority in college and she just really appreciates that kind of camaraderie. So she had a lot of fun. And then also the reminder to celebrate every success. She says it's hard to stay motivated when you have weeks where you have no sales. But she also just started, so it only goes up from here, she said. And just, I think it's important, like when you are going through that emotional wheel, because we all go through it, right? To remember to look at those successes that you have. And I think that's what her main takeaway from it was.
Okay. All right. And now the directors, I'm counting April Scott in there. April, would you like to share next?
Sure, I'd be happy to. First of all, I do want to just say thank you to Mika for getting on tonight. She just signed up. She hasn't been involved with Mary Kay for a minute. And so she's kind of starting over again and has a different, she's at a completely different place in her life now. And I am so excited to introduce her tonight from North Carolina because it's late. It's 2 hours later there, y'all know, right?
Okay.
So yeah, it's 9 o'clock at where she's
Say
at.
hey to Mika.
And I have just we've stayed in touch, even though I left there in 2013. So it's been 10 years since I lived there. And she's always been just this angel to me. And I admire her so much. And I'm so excited. She has done so many things since I left. She became a real estate agent and she just started a cooking channel thing. I don't know if it was a channel or a blog or what it was exactly, but just finding her own passion, and her kids are grown now. And so she's got her to take care of. And I am just excited for everything that you decide you want. And so say hi to Tamika.
Thank you, April.
Oh,
Thank
Tamika.
you for being you have no idea. I've had a journey. I lost my husband in 2018. So I've been a widow since 2018, taking care of 3 kids. So I've had to completely start over. And when I met April, she was just like a breath of fresh air, So I'm growing, I'm learning, and with that, getting into real estate. I've always loved Mary Kay. It's always been my go-to product. I just wasn't getting it like I wanted to. But my thing is, I just really want to learn to be able to work through the tough times, you know what I mean? And find my spot. I know I'm capable of doing it, but if I can be around like great women like you are, just listen to some of you, I know I can only go up from here. So I'm just grateful that you invited me on here, and I look for growth with all of us. I'm just excited. April, I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you, Tamika.
Welcome back.
I'm
Welcome
so
back.
excited. It's fun when you get to when you make friends and then you get to work with them too. It just makes the friendship stronger. And my customers have always become my friends, the good ones. And Tamika is definitely one of the good ones. So I had to just give a quick shout out for her for getting on because it is late and I know she may have to jump off, but if you can stay on, great. So thank you. And I just can't wait to see you realize your dreams. They're going to be amazing. And we have so much catching up to do too. So we'll have to figure out some times, but yeah, she's amazing. And I'm just thrilled to get to work with her. Oh, and she's amazing too. And she has come through so much and she doesn't realize how much grit she has and how much that we learn from each other. So she's taught me a lot, even though she doesn't even know it. So I'll talk to you about that later, Tamika.
I love you.
Speaking of, that's probably one of the biggest things that I took away from the weekend was we all learn from each other. And when we teach, as I did with the videos and whatnot, we learn. That's how we become better, is to go out and just do it. And even though it was just a teaching moment, it taught me more that I needed to know. So it's always, for those of you who heard my story, you know, I was not comfortable ever getting in front of a lot of people prior to Mary Kay. And in front of a camera, that was even harder for me. And it still is something I have to not get worked up about. Zoom has helped having to be in front of a camera and stuff. But I learn every time I get to teach, and I get to bring something forward to everyone else. And my goal is always to deliver what everyone needs to hear versus what I think needs to be brought out. And so I hope that everybody got something out of that they needed, whether it was like, oh, look how easy this is, because it really truly is easy. And it was fun to teach you and to be able to do that. So you got me out of my comfort zone, and you got me learning new things, and you all taught me how it's simple and have fun with it, which I think we did. At least I felt like I did, nervous or not. And that's how it is when you do your parties and you get in front of people too. Think about how you reacted to me. Well, when you're in my shoes in front of other people, they're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be seeing what they receive rather than necessarily what you think you're giving them. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Just shake your hands if it does. I've got y'all in gallery. Okay, good. I loved the way we started it. I jotted down so many of the little like euphemisms and things that were important to me. And I think one of the biggest one that I think it was Heidi that shared from one of the nationals is who's going to sit under the shade of your tree. So plant a tree that others can sit underneath. And that's kind of what I feel like building my team is doing, is we're planting trees, and who's going to sit under the shade of your tree. That stuck with me every single day that we were there. And I just appreciate the relationships that Mary Kay has given to me, because I didn't like women before Mary Kay. I didn't like women at all. I grew up in such a male dominated world. So having those friendships and that camaraderie and being able to, you know, collaborate and grow and expand together and be vulnerable and transparent, and knowing that that's going to make us stronger was huge for me. And every time we all get together, it's the safest place on the planet to grow in Mary Kay. And it just constantly reminds me of that. Now I'm going to get all weepy. Sorry. Let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to say. The magic you are looking for is in the work you aren't doing. I didn't have time to write down who said what, so I don't even remember who said that, if it was Kelly or if it was Heidi or if it was Denise or who said that, but
It
MJ
was
said it.
me. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding.
Yeah, that struck a note with me as well, because procrastination was a topic that we all talked about. And I just found that I get these little like nuggets that I take away, and I tuck them into my heart. And sometimes when I'm getting up here in my head, I have to go back to my heart. Denise is always reminding me, go to your heart. We went to the rock store, and I should have brought my hearts out here, but I got a pink heart that's about this big. And then another one. So I got 3 beautiful stones, and one's an angel stone. And so anyway, that was another special part of the trip, was like divinely how everything just kind of worked out in every single moment of the day of our entire stay. I loved that we were able to revisit the affirmation, or not affirmations, but the power statements. And I haven't gotten mine memorized. That was one of the things, who hasn't memorized, but I want to share it with everyone. And it's one that I kind of swiped from a national, because I absolutely love the way she says it. And it is on my phone here. And this is what happens when I get in front of people. I get nervous and then I can't remember anything. I can think about it in my head all day long. Okay, can't find it on my phone now because I'm wanting to find it. And basically it is, I am looking for dynamic, powerful women who want to have a business. And okay, I can't find that word for word, but I had that. And the affirmations are so important, and the power statements, because the power statements are claiming what you want for your life, the I am statements. And that's just, it's divinely inspired when you do that. And when you sit in that, when you feel it, and when you believe it, and get rid of your limiting beliefs. We talked a lot about that. And anytime we can remind ourselves that we have limiting beliefs and then replace them with positive ones, I'm happy. And then my favorite thing was this.
Me too. I was going to say that.
This was my very favorite thing. And for those of you who weren't there, it was basically, we had to write down why we would be on our own team in Mary Kay. And so we had to create a reason, why would other women want to be on our team? That was the first statement. So I had to figure out, oh gosh, why would I want to be on my team? And it gets rid of your limiting beliefs. And then we passed them around and everybody else put something down for why they would want to be on your team. And so this is going up here in my office so that I can look at it every day and be reminded for the kind words that everybody wrote on my paper for me to help keep me reminding myself of why women want to be on my team. And I hope that everyone who was here at the advance will also do the same thing. So I think that's, I mean, the food, the fun, I mean, we had fun. Like I just kept saying, I want to go have fun. I just want to get up here and have fun. Jasmine and I rode up together, and I got to say, we had so much fun, and we rode back together and we laughed and had fun, and we went to the hot springs afterwards, and it just was such a fun weekend. And I needed that. The mountains always ground me. The air was fresh, the colors of the trees, the walk after lunch with Denise, her and I got to walk and talk a little bit. And so it was just blissful. My cup runneth over. Thank you everyone who participated, because without all the consultants who came, I wouldn't have had anybody to teach.
Thank you, April. Thank
Well-
you so much. Edie, would you go next?
Sure. Am I muted or no?
No, we can hear you.
Yay. All right. First, I want to say that I will never look at the utensils that I put in my drawer when I came home ever again the same.
From this-
Every time I open that drawer, I'm just going to die laughing.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
You have some big uses for them
Most
now.
creative women I've ever met in my life. Because I had one, I think I told Catherine one thing about the game we were going to play. I knew it was Debbie. I know Debbie well, but I didn't know she would bring that part of her out with everybody, which made me so happy and gave my whole soul so much joy. Laughter is the best medicine. And so that's why we wanted to do something fun and funny and lighthearted, because we have to remember we're in a time where things are very serious.
Yeah.
And so we need to not be serious. We need to be little girls sometimes. So we need to let our hair down. So to have all you consultants do that I know all the directors agree with me. It was so joyful. We felt like little girls just giggling. I mean, it was hard to hold our bladder, especially at my age, you can't laugh that hard. you start having issues. You brought it. And I told Catherine, I said, Michelle, I told her before I put any bags out or put anything in the bags, I said, Michelle is going to surprise you with whatever she does, because she's just like a little still brook running, that runs into the ocean. She's just that way. So that was a fun activity. And to go in a little more about that. So the consultants got to pick a bag that they did not know what was in the contents of the bag was. And most bags had 2 Mary Kay products, and the rest were like some sort of bizarre kitchen utensil. So they had to impress the pink tank, which is like, the think tank, and they had to present a cosmetic business to us. So for those of you that weren't there, that's what they had to do, but they just were very out of the box, very creative. And they were told to, think otherworldly, just kind of have fun with it. And they really, really did. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And it turned out just the way we wanted it to. But what really, 2 things that stood out to me. One is that you see the sides of the women that are here, we're so different, we're so diverse. And I love that so much because we change. I know from the moment, I know Denise will probably agree with me, and April, you've known me since, well, for almost 10 years or so. It's been 9 years actually in August. But I met you in that first year. And do you agree that I have changed? I have, I mean, really have changed. And it's because there's something about the powerful women in this business that turn you into who you need to be, who God has designed you to be. And they have a way of pulling that out of you. When you go to seminar, a lot of times I was by myself. And so Catherine I was like put in a little boat and shoved me out there. And I was not shy, but I would meet people in the bathrooms, in places. And then I would tell them what my goal was. And I had people for a few years saying, "Are you a director yet? Are you a director yet?" You know, they would stay with me and track me and love me up to that position. MJ is one of those too. She's always been that way. So we had these little conversations, and it was really a wonderful bonding time for all of us. The little tiny conversations we had. The things that stuck out really for me, I loved writing down what we wanted to get rid of. And I'll tell you, Denise, this is how powerful it was for me. I don't have a heaviness, and I don't remember what I burned. But it's different. I feel different. I had more energy. I had more drive. When I woke up Monday morning, I just felt different. I felt like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go. Because I got rid of some of that baggage. It just was gone. I know that, we can allow things to creep back in, but right now, I have to literally think about what I wrote, because that was so negative to me that it was good to get rid of it. And as my mind is like, put a covering over it. So it's really, it was powerful for me, very powerful to burn that. And then the other thing was I had positive things in there that I sent up to, to heaven, to, empower the angels to know what I wanted, so I can get a little extra help there. And the other thing was, I agree with April, the sheets with all the comments on it. Wow. Humbling and enlightening at the same time. You don't know what other people are thinking. And I have a motto, and I've had it for years. It's none of my damn business what other people think of me. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I used to always think, what do they think? How they, how, why, and what about me? But it's not about me anymore. And I just think if I can project all the positive out, then whatever they think is that might be negative it is theirs. It's not mine. And everybody can have that choice. But I learned a lot about myself by reading those, and I appreciate that exercise, Heidi. That was so empowering and eye-opening for me, and extremely humbling at the same time, which is, I just loved that. I loved it. So all in all, there's so many aspects of this past weekend that I love so much. And all I can say is the gals that don't get to go or haven't made the choice to go, we are in this business. Every single one of us have started for one reason and maybe end up in a different place at the end of our journey, because we as women need each other. We always have that with us. We're hardwired that way. We need each other. Whether you come in for the business to help someone else, whether you come into the business to make more money, to, have more opportunities to get out of the house, whatever the reason is, know that Mary Kay knew that from the beginning. And Mary Kay is a business that, like they say, it just fits. It fits for everyone. So you can figure out what you like. If it's just to come in and have girl time, so be it. That's great. Come and have fun with us. We love party. We love a good party. And we love, inspiration and education. So you'll always find that. And if you can get to these events, ladies, get to these events. The next one is career conference. Am I right? Is that right? So career conference is coming up and y'all are going to Bellevue. Is that what you've decided? Is there other? I'm sure there's others too, but I knew Bellevue was one. The closest, I think.
That's probably the closest for us. That's what we had talked about. There's
Right.
also one in Long Beach. I mean, it's tempting to be somewhere warm, but I think
know.
it kind of depends where we can get the most people.
Right. Okay. So there are different options to go, but, find out, whoever you're attached to, find out where they're going and jump on, hit your wagon to their train, girl, and go, because you'll never regret it. And if you're ever vacillating back and forth about your business, or what am I going to do? How do I do this or whatever, then go ahead and attend an event. Then you'll have more clarity for sure. So I want to thank you so much, Denise, for putting that retreat together. It was wonderful. I had so much fun. And
Thank you for your part. You and Catherine added
just loved
so
it.
much. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And thanks for getting on tonight to share. And thanks for the pickles and thank you for the rock. And
Which one did you open, by the way?
which one? Both.
Pickle? Pick
She gave
both?
me sweet pickles and these dill pickles. Bread
Bread,
and
butter,
butter.
and dill.
Oh my God, I love pickles. Thank you just for everything and just for your
Welcome.
beautiful energy. And one thing I'll say, a long time ago when Edie became a director, she literally did it while having a pretty extreme case of COVID. And she finished her directorship similar to Heidi. And, life is lifing on everybody. And I always have so much respect for people that have the tenacity to go, okay, I'm stepping back to step back up. April has been such an example of that too. And Mary Kay, we always get a do-over. We get to choose where we are in the business based on what's important and what's happening in our lives. And so I just have so much respect for your tenacity, for getting up and forging ahead and working through whatever needed to happen in your life to step back into that leadership position, because that's really where you deserve to be.
Thank you very much. And I have to just mention April. April, I told her this weekend, because, we haven't had a lot of times to chat, but we had a lot of time to chat this weekend. I really, really enjoyed that, getting to know her. She kind of unzipped and, stepped out for a minute, and I did the same thing. And it was just so special. She has been my example for so long. And I look up to her, admire her, the same with you, Heidi. And I've been watching you from afar. You don't know that, but I've been watching you. And of course, Denise, I've wanted to be you since I met you. So I've been like, okay, we got to get there. And of course, Catherine she's been like attached to my hip, making sure that every step was in where it needed to be for me. And so I've had the most amazing leaders. So girls, step into your greatness, go for it. Don't be afraid to go for what you really want. Kelly, you're going to be a director.
Yep.
You would make an amazing director.
Yep.
And I agree with Denise, do it your way. I'm not like the other girls. I used to think I need to be just like Denise or just like April or, now Heidi. I was watching her before I became a director again, but you don't. Just be you and do things your way. And I'm sitting here making notes of things that they do in their meetings and stuff. And I'm gonna steal stuff, of course.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, because that's how we grow. When I was a singer, I would go and watch other vocalists. I didn't want to be them, but I wanted to take away. I want to take away things. And then you make them yours and then make them sparkle with your sparkle. So go for it, girl. You're going to do it. And ladies, put your energy and your your whole heart behind what you know is right, and it'll align with, powers that be, and it'll happen.
Thank you so much, Edie. Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for getting on.
Sure,
And then
thank
we have
you.
Heidi still. Heidi, your turn, girl.
Hey, so I can just say ditto to everything everybody already said. Like, you guys nailed it. It was perfect. It was beautiful for me. I loved being able to get up there a little bit early with Denise and just kind of like have that like setting up for it. That was fun for me. Like, just like, oh, they're going to be here soon. And that was fun. I did not read my affirmations that we wrote down until yesterday. I kind of had a rough day yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I need to go read that. It was a day exactly like we were talking about on Sunday or Saturday afternoon. And I picked it up and I just cried and cried and cried. And like, it is so humbling to hear what people think of you, what they believe in you and how you inspire them, and in different ways. Like, there were things on there that I never thought people would say about me. And so that was a really powerful exercise, even for me, even though I was the one that pulled that out of my hat. So we did that at a women's retreat, and it was powerful then too. So I knew it would be definitely powerful for us. The sisterhood, meeting Edie and Catherine and spending time with you guys, and Deb and Michelle, like just getting to know you guys better, having just special time with our tribe. That's the best part. The fall retreat is what turned me on to Mary Kay in the beginning. I'd been a consultant for probably 6 months before I went to my first retreat, and it was with Diana Sumter, and I had no clue what I was doing. And it was seeing that, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is actually pretty cool. I still didn't do anything for almost a year, but that doesn't matter. That was when I decided that Mary Kay was actually pretty cool. And then, so it's my favorite. The Even Pink Power Weekend that we did last year. That was my retreat. That was fun. It was just fun to get together and do that. And I'm excited for the next ones to come. Career conference. It helps me to I like looking forward to the next thing. So it's like, we always say, like, set your goal for what you want to accomplish by the next event. And so now I am, working towards that, and I'm super excited for it. And thank you, Denise, for putting on such a great retreat. Like, seriously, it was so much fun.
We all did it together. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Again, ditto to everything everybody said. Again, I thought, we wanted to make this a little bit more free time, downtime, time to absorb, rather than training and cramming as much in. And so that was kind of the goal of it, was having more time to visit, more sisterhood, team spirit, making meals together, all the fun things that we got to do. And it wasn't something that required a ton of thought or foresight. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been a sales director for 32 years and probably done my own retreat almost every year since I became a director. And this really was one of my favorite. I love having nationals. I loved having Bill there. I loved having all the different special guests there, and the ones that we've done at Ashley Inn, the ones that we've done on a bigger scale. But I think the thing that I loved about it so much was that we really, on a smaller scale, we got to connect. And I think that's what's so special about it. The training that we did do, I thought was super impactful. So we were thoughtful about that. Everything is available on Mary Kay in Touch, and especially with the new MK Confident program, I thought we don't really need to train. We just need to connect. We need to have time together. Because, after the seminar, we had a meeting such as this after going to seminar for the 60th anniversary. And that was the thing that almost everybody said was their favorite part. Eating French fries down at the owner's box after awards night, or in the evening, going into the pool, connecting with other wonderful people. The connection time is what I think makes Mary Kay so special. I loved the exercise, was so proud of April, so proud of Heidi, so proud of Edie and Catherine for exactly putting together what I was trying to envision for a fun time, and we even took a vote on whether or not to do we were kind of tired and exhausted, and do we want to do the bonfire? And enough people wanted to do it that we did it, and I'm glad that we did. But it's all about letting go so that we can make room for the new. And I got to really kind of include some of the practices that I do on a spiritual level, with a little bit of meditation and connection time, and all of those things that are super beneficial and helpful for me in my life. But again, just you like attracts like, and I absolutely love our Mary Kay family. And, Edie is, again, by proxy, she's Catherine's offspring. So she's kind of like our second line adopted offspring in the inspired area. So we all got to be together and include everybody. Holly Bartlett, my other adopted offspring, she was planning to come and some things got in the way, but they're going to be possibly moving to Arizona part-time. But other than that, it was super fun for us all to be together. We really missed Jennifer. Not that I'm picking on you, but she's always such an asset and a wonderful part of our events. But understand, she wasn't able to be there, but I'm glad you're on here tonight to hear about it. And again, loving to read this. I think sometimes, I just read them again for the second time, is that we think we know how people see us, but when it's there in writing, it's just so heartwarming to be able to see how people see you. Because I think sometimes people take it for granted that top leaders and stuff in Mary Kay always get to hear that. It's not always like that. There's a lot that's given, in terms, we receive so much, but as a leader in Mary Kay for so long, you hear a lot of wonderful things, but I think we hear so much that's not in the world that we can never get too much of that. So I loved that exercise that Heidi had us do from her retreat. I loved the meals. I loved the skits. I loved the walks. I loved really every piece of it. I loved going to the little rock store in McCall. I loved going to the hot springs. It really was probably to date my favorite one that we've had for so many reasons. And so more to come. I know we're kind of over time right now. So I just want to thank all of you for sticking around and being on here tonight, and understanding that, we're going to be gearing up for, it's like Mary Kay always said, kind of next event. And open house is the next event per se. Whether you participate or not with customers, stop by. It's all day Friday and Saturday next week, not this week. And, take advantage. I've been giving out my extra postcards. I gave one to the lady at the bank. I gave one to a lady today at the store. I've given a couple to my healing clients. I'm just like, here's something for you if you have time to drop by, and just inviting people to be a part of this Mary Kay world in whatever way. So just so excited about what's to come, and be thinking about what do I want to do by the next Mary Kay major event, which is going to be career conference. We are planning a January jumpstart of sorts. We're going to combine it with our Star Consultant night. We decided to wait until January to do that. So mark your calendar for the Friday night and Saturday, the first Friday night and Saturday in January. So I want to say it's like the 5th. When is it? It is.
That's the 5th.
Yeah, January 5th is going to be, we're going to be doing our Star Consultant night. And then Saturday, we're going to do some training. We'll have more details coming. This will be another citywide event. And so, mark your calendar, set your goals. This is the quarter. Anybody and everybody can be a Star Consultant if that is your goal. This is that quarter with holiday sales. So start making that list. I've got Dennis put the Christmas lights up last week before it got cold. We'll turn them on when it's time. And you see it, you guys, for a month now, they're bringing Christmas decorations out before Halloween. So we're moving into that season, like it or not. So let's just embrace it. Let's be everybody's personal Santa. And we won't see you next Tuesday. We will do a Zoom, or excuse me, we'll be on Facebook Live kind of talking about announcements and upcoming things. But please, for those of you who would be willing, come up with some fun ideas for gift ideas for our gift table at the open house. And we just decided to simplify it and just keep the decorations real streamlined and simple, so that we don't have everybody having to take a chunk of their day to set up. And then we will be taking down probably either Saturday afterwards, after we get done at 5, or maybe Sunday morning. So, invite people to come and join you, but if not, just come and join, and have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. Once again, thank you, all of you. Oh, I love you.
Oh.
I wanted to
Love you
share the
all.
heart stone that I got. Isn't that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And I have a closing if you guys want.
Yeah,
Um,
let's have it.
it's kind of a funny thing, and I added something of my own after it, so it's a separate meaning to it. I actually shared it with Heidi just because, and a couple of friends, but because it was hilarious to me. And as women, I think we can all appreciate what this says, and I want to add something at the end to make it a positive note. So bear with me for a second. It was just a little thing I saw on Instagram. I think I saw it on Instagram. I needed to do the laundry, but then I realized I was out of detergent. So I went to write a shopping list and realized how unorganized the junk drawer was and started checking pins for ink. When I went to toss all the junk, I saw that the trash was full, but before I took it out, I wanted to get rid of old food in the refrigerator. That's when I realized a juice jug had leaked, so I needed to clean it up. But when I went to grab a rag, I saw that the pantry closet was a nightmare, so I started organizing it. And that's how I ended up on the floor looking at my old photo albums from 1990s and not doing laundry. The good thing is you can start over. It's never too late to start over again. Maybe that was the day you had yesterday or the day before. It's never too late to have a do-over. So I know we all have days like that. I've resonated with that so much. It was unbelievable. And so I hope you got a laugh out of it. Just know, if you're like me and you have days like that, tomorrow's a new day and a fresh start. Just like Gloria Mayfield Banks, you can start a diet halfway through a bag of chips. Just add a bunch of water to them.
I may or may not have done that.
I may or may not have done that. Neither going to confirm nor deny that rumor, but just sharing sharing from a friend.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, April. That was awesome way to end it. You guys have a wonderful, fantastic evening, and get out there and get those boo bags together and get people to the open house. Okay.
All right.
Good night,
Thank you.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.